In this episode we are going to check out the top 5 best soundbars under $200 in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these soundbars, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the Vizio SB3621. The Vizio SB3621 is one of the most affordable, and at the same time 2.1-channel soundbar systems, because it combines a sleek design and an affordable price with a powerful audio output that will leave you without a breath from the moment you turn them on. At the top, there's 6 controls of which you can take an advantage, in order to adjust the volume, pair with a Bluetooth-enabled device, or turn it on, while at the front, there is an embedded display that will notify you about your adjustments. At the back, there are 2 digital inputs, of which one is coaxial, while the other is optical, but you can also find a 3.5mm jack, and a USB that is only for wave playback, and not MP3. Moving on, the subwoofer has the same aesthetics as the soundbar, since it has metallic sides, while the top is wrapped with cloth, so when you combine both of them, they look fascinating. Now, let's talk about the features. The soundbar and the speaker can produce an output of 100 decibels, with less than 1% of distortion, according to the manufacturer, while subwoofer itself can output lows rated at 20 Hz, so you will instantly notice the presence of bass. Moreover, as I've stated at the beginning, you can pair it with your mobile devices via the Bluetooth, and stream your favorite songs without any problem. The other way is to use the included IR remote controller, which is pretty straightforward, and it suits the soundbars and the subwoofer's aesthetics, which I particularly like. Users claim that the dialogue quality was top-notch, so I think that, during your movie sessions, you won't find any remarks regarding the quality. Overall, the Vizio SB3621 deserves your attention, because both the soundbar and the subwoofer perform really good for their price tag. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Samsung HWM360ZA. The HWM360ZA is Samsung's 2017 model that has quickly established itself on the market, because users who don't want to invest a large amount of money have found it very adequate for their purposes. From a design perspective, the soundbar features a sleek, all-black design that is covered with mesh at around the top, while the sides are solid, so Samsung has done a great job, because the soundbar is a good example of a low-profile unit. When you open the box, you will also find a wireless active subwoofer, which has the same color, and the solid sides as the soundbar, so when you pair them, they look very beautiful. Inside the wireless woofer, there is a 6.5-inch driver that outputs a quality bass, but I will deliver more info in the following sections. The connectivities are composed of an analog audio input, 1 micro USB for LAN and software updates, 1 optical digital audio input, but you can also operate this system through Bluetooth, or by downloading the Samsung Audio Remote app. But now, let's talk about the performance. The HWM360ZA have a total power of 200 watts, and a frequency response that ranges between 45 Hz to 20 kHz, while the subwoofer itself has 130 watts of power, and will drastically enhance the audio of everything you're watching and listening. Another great thing about this model is that it has a Dolby Digital 2-channel and DTS 2-channel audio processing formats, so users can feel a real cinematic experience, which is always welcome. I would also want to inform you that the subwoofer can be connected to the soundbar within seconds, so you won't lose time on pairing and similar stuff. Before we end, there is one more thing that I'd like to say, and that's the Samsung's app. This app is only compatible with Android as Samsung claims, so if you're an Android user, then you can use the functions for power, volume, media controls, or even use advanced functions such as the equalizer. To conclude, the HWM360ZA is an absolute steal, because it has everything needed that promise long years of usage with excellent audio quality. Next stop, at number 3, we have the Polk Audio Signa S1. The Polk Audio Signa S1 is a 2.1-channel soundbar that comes with a wireless subwoofer, with the intention to maximize your user experience, like you've never previously tasted. From a design perspective, the soundbar itself is 35-inch wide, and it is covered with black fabric that protects the two 4.4-inch drivers, and two 1-inch tweets. At the top, there is the control panel, that is comprised of an input selection, volume, and a Bluetooth pairing button, while at the back, there is the power connection, a pair of keyhole mounts, and 3.5mm audio inputs, that are angled outward. On the other side, the wireless subwoofer is finished in black, as the soundbar, and it is covered with grill cloth, with a black cutout for the bass port. At the back, there is a green LED power and sync button, as well as a power connector, so both of them are unique in their own way. The box also contains a remote control, of which you can take an advantage, in order to do numerous adjustments, or if you don't like that, the other option, as you already know, is via Bluetooth. Now, let's talk about the features. The subwoofer's 5.25-inch driver is quality enough to output a great dose of bass. However, take in mind that it won't fill your entire room, since this is a budget product, so this would be normal. In addition, the soundbar has plenty of power, and it will let you hear balanced highs and mids, and you can even feel the deepest lows, so you shouldn't worry about anything. When you pair the two of them, Polk claims that the total system response is rated at 45 Hz, which in practice, it means that it can be compared to a pair of monitor loudspeakers. Moreover, I'd suggest you take an advantage of the remote controller as well, because it has interesting modes such as the night mode, and movie and music mode, so you can use the one that suits you the best in a particular moment. Overall, the Polk Audio Signa S1 offers a great value for its actual cost, and you will recognize this immediately after your purchase. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Sony CT290. The Sony CT290 is another great option, that is worthy of being a part of our list, because it can drastically enhance your theater system, so you can enjoy every minute, while watching your favorite movies, or listening to your favorite tracks. From a design perspective, the CT290 has a really modern, all-black construction, that is followed by a dark gray mesh, which gives it a really striking look. When you open the package, except the soundbar, you will also find a wireless subwoofer, one digital amplifier, a footpad, batteries, remote controller and an optical cable, so from the very beginning, you will be already armed with everything necessary. The subwoofer itself shares the same color combination as the soundbar, so when you pair them, and set them in front of your TV, they would look very handsome. The connectivities include an optical input, an HDMI ARC, and a USB port, but you can also stream music wirelessly, because the soundbar is Bluetooth enabled. But now, let's talk about the performance. The Sony CT290 are capable enough to deliver 300 watts of power, and if we take into consideration that Sony has used their famous S-Force Pro front surround, it means that the mids, highs and the lows will be exceptionally defined. When it comes to the bass, well, the wireless subwoofer does a really good job in producing a quality, punchy bass, according to the users, so you won't find any issues with both of them. Moreover, I'd also want to mention that the subwoofer has a 5.2-inch cone that is paired with a bass reflex tube, so as you can see, the bass quality will never disappoint you. On the remote, you can see that there are two dedicated buttons, labeled as voice and night. If you click on the first one, then, the dialogues from your movies will be enhanced, while the night mode will enhance the low volumes, so you won't wake your neighbors from sleeping. To conclude, the Sony CT290 is worthy of considering, so you can try it out, and assure yourself of its capabilities. And finally, at number 1, we have the Yamaha YAS-107BL. The Yamaha YAS-107BL is a must-have, if you're looking for a budget soundbar that performs like a premium one. But what's the secret? Let's find out right away. From a design perspective, the YAS-107BL features an attractive, black design, that is followed by a cloth covering, that is present on the top, front, and the sides. At the top, there are the controls, and LED indicators, while at the back, there are the connectivity ports, that consist of an HDMI output with ARC support, and an HDMI input. In addition, both of them support 4K 60p, HDR, 3D, and HDCP 2.2, so you shouldn't worry about anything. Taking these ports aside, you can also find 3.5mm analog input jack, USB port that is for firmware updates only, and an optical digital input. Before we move to the next section, I'd also want to mention that this unit has a built-in Bluetooth 4.1, which according to Yamaha, has a range of 10 meters, which I find it pretty useful, considering its price tag. But now, let's talk about the features. This soundbar has two 1/8-inch woofers, two 1-inch tweeters, and two 3-inch built-in subwoofers that can output 120 watts of total power, which is quite good. I'd recommend you download the Yamaha's Home Theater Controller app, which has really interesting features, of which you can take an advantage, without putting any noticeable effort, due to the fact that all you have to do is just tap on your smartphone's screen. For example, except for adjusting the volume, you can use the clear voice option, which will enhance the dialogue, or the bass extension, which as you know, enhances the bass quality. Another great thing is that you can mount the soundbar on your wall if you'd like to preserve some space. Namely, there is a keyhole slot on the rear, so you can attach the soundbar easily on the wall, or the other option is to lay it flat. Therefore, the performance will be equally good, since the mids, highs, lows and the bass, is excellent for the price. Overall, the Yamaha YAS-107BL is a top option, because it doesn't cost much, but it performs like a pro.